Cut the crap that drains you. Things, habits, and even people. Your energy isn't infinite. Stop spending it like it is. Stop energy leaks and start living. Let's be blunt. You don't have burnout. You have energy leaks. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're tolerating too much nonsense that doesn't serve you. Do you feel exhausted even when you haven't done anything particularly demanding? Do you find yourself dreading certain people, activities, or commitments? Do you wonder why you feel heavy and depleted when your life looks successful on paper? Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realize how seldom they do." Translation: it's time to stop living on autopilot just to please people or keep the peace. Today, we're identifying and eliminating the energy drains that are slowly suffocating your potential and stealing your power. We're covering 5 essential audits. First, identifying the drainers, people, habits, apps, and obligations that suck you dry. Second, auditing your digital life and breaking free from dopamine traps. Third, giving yourself permission to cut ties with stagnant relationships. Fourth, creating white space through intentional simplicity. And fifth, using the 80-20 rule to focus on what actually moves you forward. 1. Identify the drainers. People, habits, apps, obligations. Here's your new filtering system. If it makes you feel heavy, bitter, anxious, or resentful, that's not part of your future. That's an anchor, and you're not here to sink. Start with people. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The friend who only calls when they need something. The family member who turns every conversation into a therapy session about their problems. The colleague who complains constantly but never takes action. The acquaintance who makes you feel worse about yourself every time you interact. These people aren't evil, but they're energy vampires. They take more than they give, drain more than they pour, and leave you feeling depleted instead of energized. You've been tolerating them because you think it makes you a good person, but actually it makes you a tired person. Move on to habits. The mindless scrolling. The late-night Netflix binges that leave you exhausted the next day. The saying yes to everything because you can't disappoint anyone. The perfectionist tendencies that keep you stuck in analysis paralysis. The people-pleasing that has you living everyone else's life except your own. Don't forget apps and digital obligations. That news app that fills you with rage every morning. The group chats that never stop buzzing with drama. The subscriptions you never use but keep paying for. The email newsletters that clutter your inbox with information you don't need. And finally, obligations. The committees you join to be nice. The events you attend out of guilt. The projects you said yes to when you should have said no. The commitments you're keeping because you made them 6 months ago when you were a different person with different priorities. Your energy is finite. Every minute you spend on things that drain you is a minute stolen from things that could fulfill you. 2. Audit your digital life. Social media equals dopamine trap. Real talk. You open Instagram for 5 minutes and lose 2 hours, along with your mood, your confidence, and your focus. Cut the scroll. Take your life back. Your brain wasn't built for infinite tabs and other people's highlight reels. Social media is designed to be addictive. Teams of neuroscientists and behavioral economists have crafted these platforms to hijack your attention and keep you scrolling. Every notification, every like, every comment is a hit of dopamine that keeps you coming back for more. You're not weak for being addicted. You're human for falling prey to billion-dollar manipulation machines. But here's what they don't tell you. Every minute you spend consuming other people's curated lives is a minute you're not building your own actual life. Every scroll session is time stolen from your goals, your relationships, your creativity, your peace of mind. The comparison trap is real and it's brutal. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You're measuring your real, messy, imperfect life against carefully curated, heavily filtered, strategically cropped moments from people who are just as messy and imperfect as you are. Start by doing a brutal audit of who you follow. If an account makes you feel inadequate, envious, or angry, unfollow it. If it doesn't inspire, educate, or genuinely entertain you, unfollow it. If you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through content that adds no value to your life, unfollow it. Set boundaries around your usage. Turn off non-essential notifications. Create phone-free zones in your bedroom and during meals. Use apps that track your screen time and set limits. Treat your attention like the valuable resource it is, instead of giving it away for free to companies that profit from your distraction. 3. Permission to cut ties. Stagnant friendships and time sucks. Here's something that might make you uncomfortable. It's okay to outgrow people. Some friendships are built for a season, not a lifetime. You don't owe anyone your energy just because you shared drinks in 2018. Growth requires different nutrients at different stages. The friends who were perfect for who you were 5 years ago might not be aligned with who you're becoming. The people who supported your old dreams might not understand your new ones. The relationships that felt nourishing when you were in survival mode might feel draining now that you're in growth mode. This doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you an evolving person. Expecting yourself to maintain the same relationships with the same energy for your entire life is like expecting to wear the same clothes forever. People change, priorities shift, and sometimes that means relationships need to change too. You can honor what a relationship gave you while also acknowledging that it's run its course. You can be grateful for the role someone played in your past while recognizing that they don't belong in your future. You can love people from a distance when loving them up close becomes toxic. This isn't about burning bridges or being cruel. It's about being honest about your capacity and intentional about your energy. Some relationships need to end completely. Others just need boundaries or reduced frequency. The key is being honest about what each relationship costs you versus what it contributes. Respect their role in your story, but don't let nostalgia trap you in relationships that no longer serve either of you. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let someone go so you can both find people who are better matches for who you are now. 4. Create whitespace. Simplicity is a power move. Cluttered schedule equals cluttered mind. You don't need to fill every hour. Quiet time is where your clarity gets loud. Delete, delegate, do less, better. Society has convinced you that being busy equals being important, that a packed calendar is a sign of success, that every moment should be optimized and productive. But busyness is often just avoidance disguised as importance. When you fill every moment with activity, you never have space to process, reflect, or simply be. White space is an empty space. It's potential space. It's where creativity happens, where insights emerge, where you remember who you are underneath all the doing. It's where you reconnect with your intuition, your demands, your authentic self. Start by identifying what you can eliminate entirely. What commitments are you keeping out of habit rather than desire? What activities are you doing because you think you should rather than because you want to? What obligations are taking more energy than they're worth? Then look at what you can delegate. What tasks are you doing that someone else could do better, faster, or with more enthusiasm? What responsibilities are you holding on to because you think you have to do everything yourself? Finally, consider what you can simplify. What processes are more complicated than they need to be? What systems are creating more work instead of less? What areas of your life have become unnecessarily complex? The goal isn't to become lazy or disengaged. The goal is to become intentional about how you spend your time and energy so you can show up fully for what matters most, instead of being scattered across 100 things that matter very little. 5. Use the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% that moves you forward. Most of your progress is coming from a small slice of your actions. Identify that 20%, the high-impact stuff, and go all in. Everything else? Background noise. The Pareto principle, or 80-20 rule, states that roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. This applies to everything. Your income probably comes from 20% of your clients or activities. Your happiness probably comes from 20% of your relationships. Your stress probably comes from 20% of your commitments. The key is identifying which 20% is actually moving you forward and which 80% is just keeping you busy. Most people spend their time on the 80% because it feels productive, but they're essentially running on a treadmill. Lots of motion, no movement. Look at your goals and ask, what are the few things that, if done consistently, would create the biggest impact? For your health, it might be sleep and movement. For your career, it might be one key skill and one important relationship. For your finances, it might be increasing income and reducing major expenses. Once you identify your high-impact 20%, protect it fiercely. Say no to everything else. Delegate everything else. Eliminate everything else. Don't let the good crowd out the great. Don't let the urgent distract you from the important. This isn't about perfection. It's about prioritization. You can't do everything well, but you can do a few things exceptionally well. You can't be everything to everyone, but you can be exactly what you need to be for yourself and the people who matter most. Okay, time for some tough love. No sugarcoating. You don't need another productivity hack. You need to stop babysitting bullshit. Stop keeping toxic people on your calendar like they're sacred. Stop saying yes to commitments that make you want to hide under a blanket. Stop scrolling through feeds that make you feel like garbage about your own life. If it drains you, it doesn't deserve you. Period. You think you're being nice by tolerating energy vampires, but you're actually being weak. You think you're being productive by staying busy, but you're actually being scattered. You think you're being responsible by doing everything, but you're actually being irresponsible with your own well-being. Your energy is your life force. It's what powers your dreams, fuels your relationships, and creates your impact. When you waste it on things that don't matter, you have nothing left for things that do matter. Stop giving away your power to people and things that wouldn't do the same for you. Stop letting other people's emergencies become your priorities. Stop living your life according to everyone else's expectations and start living it according to your own values. You are not responsible for managing everyone else's emotions, fixing everyone else's problems, or making everyone else comfortable. You are responsible for protecting your energy so you can show up as your best self for what actually matters. Here's your challenge. Right now, unfollow 5 accounts that don't inspire or challenge you. Cancel one commitment that doesn't align with who you're becoming. Clear 10 minutes from your schedule today. Then breathe. Feel that space you just created. That's your power coming back online. Your energy is your currency. Stop tipping the thing that bankrupt you and start investing in the things that make you rich in all the ways that matter. If this video reminded you that your energy is sacred and finite, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're building a community of people who protect their energy like the precious resource it is. Share this with someone who's drowning in commitments and obligations that don't serve them. Sometimes we all need permission to cut the crap that's draining our life force. Remember, you're not broken, You're untrained, and the skills of energy management and boundary setting can be developed starting with your next choice. Until next time, stop leaking energy and start living unapologetically.